Team Liquid's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to bat. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to pick. Virtus Pro's turn Liquid's turn to pick.
Imber Spirit.
Shadow Demon.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to bat.
Templar Assassin. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pros turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pros turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pros turn to pick.
Ten seconds remaining.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Spirit Breaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pros turn to
Dusk.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Rider!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Virtus Pros turn to back.
Weaver.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Team Liquid's turn to Virtus Pros turn to pick.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes. Prepare for battle.
Normally.
Let's find out what's going to happen. VP Liquid Game 2. A bit of a change here. We're getting a Weaver being brought to the main stage here on the final day. And of course, in response, that Naga Siren to end things off for VP. Is this Nagasaren the be-all end-all? Is this the pick that they need to carry them towards the game 3?
Looks like a pretty good Nagasaren game to me. They only really have the AoE coming from the Sand King. That's pretty much it. Right? Weaver has Shikuchi. You can itemize to try to go for it, right? You can go for something like a Maelstrom or into that Mjolnir to be able to deal with those illusions. But yeah, they don't really have a whole lot to deal with that Nagasaren, so it does seem like that last pick really, really strong for them there. But we saw what Liquid was able to last game, for sure. And we've seen them run a similar kind of combo here. They love this Chen-Tusk duo. The potential for those snowball ganks with the creeps is really high, but also what Chen can do. You have this Divine Vape to pull people across the map and make moves very quickly across the map too to respond to. That Spirit Breaker that VP does have. So let's see what it comes down to.
Let's see if they can do it. Of course, VP, once again, trying to make some magic happen with the Ember. It was a hard game for no one in game 1. We'll see if he's able to have a better showing in, not to be put down from that rough ending, and ready to demonstrate what he can achieve on this hero.
Yeah, it definitely was it was very different to see, because I don't think I've seen a 4-1-4 build Ember Spirit or the Blade Mail Ember in quite a long time. We've been seeing like exclusively the 1-4-4 into Maelstrom. He didn't actually get the chance to be able to do it in that last game. He struggled a lot. So we're imagining no one's going to be feeling a lot better coming into this one and seeing how he's going to do it here. In the same matchup though, but he does have, like Kyle mentioned, he has a Spirit Breaker. So he's got this Spirit Breaker to at least to put the pressure on in the mid lane. The last game, Weehaw didn't really die much in that early game. He had a free farming, he got that Desolator, he got that Blink Dagger, very good timing. They got that free Roche. I think this game, VP wants to be a little bit more aggressive on that mid lane, in particular with Solo.
And Ramses on the Nagasaren. We saw, last game he did have a fantastic showing on the amount of farm he picked up and his sort of impact in the fights as his Terrorblade. Are we sort of expecting sort of similar timings on an Nagasaren? Like, how different is his game going to be this time?
I think him getting kills is a little bit more difficult, although he does have the Shadow Demon, which is one of the stronger kill heroes. Actually, he'll probably have the similar item times. He's going to go for the Manta and the Diffusal. The Manta will probably come like that 14-15 minute mark, just like that Terrorblade. But maybe he won't have Treads and Quad Wraith Band on top of it with the Manta at 14. He might be a little bit slower.
See down bottom, Miracle. Able to bring Pasha down pretty low. Solo's going to be starting off here by Pasha's side. And
important that Solo has, you look at his inventory and he had a Sentry Ward. You have this Sentry Ward in lane versus Weaver, so every time he Sakuchis, he's actually not free at all. You hit him every single time he does go for those under the wave.
Yeah, and it's this incredibly squishy hero, Leon.
Yeah.
Especially if you get a few stacks on him, as you say, that will really sort of put Miracle off going for the aggressive Shikuchis, as he's just going to take way more damage back in return for trying for them. He will now go early, looking towards Pasha. Solo as well now being the focus as GH does run him down. Obviously once the Geminate's there in the tag team as well, there'll be a lot of extra damage to offer between the two of them when they have a few levels. But as we can see, anytime the Napalm does stack up, Miracle does have to be wary with Solo around with this Sentry.
So the other big difference this game too is why I feel like Ramsey's going to be slowed down a bit is Mind Control can actually play the lane. The last game, Mind Control just got completely destroyed by Roger in that laning phase. This time, he has a Chen backing him up, so that extra heal that's going to be coming out constantly from that Divine Favor, extra regen, and just the Chen being there, and once he gets creeps, will definitely get Mind Control a better start in this one.
Roger trying to do his best, find the angle to get those poisons stacked up. Sticks are out for Liquid, they are prepared to roll up the charges and have that sustain.
Sticks on both sides, right? Your Versa Weaver on one side, and a Bat Rider, and then also your Versa Shadow Demon. So just, those side lanes are going to have plenty of Magic 6 charges.
You got to watch out if there's any sort of aggressive plays, any sort of dives, as turnarounds can easily be pulled off.
Solo actually just gets forced to TP to base. He has an aggressive charge. They throw the Swarm on him with Tag Team. He actually has to turn and just get out of there. But he's a Spirit Breaker, so he can charge and decide which lane he wants to make a play on. And looks like mid lane, no one. In those first 3-4 levels, Ember Spirit keeps TA quite low.
Yeah, he's come back ferociously in this game too, with a strong start to lane, having that slight lead.
He doesn't have the Flame Guard up though, so this kill is going to be pretty difficult, but some pressure maybe just by Solo.
They try and get Weehaw off at least a wave, so no one can have a bit of an easier time getting the denies, but it seems even, with the charge in Weehaw, that extra damage from Refraction, allowing him to stay very close to the farm and no one. And we'll see what sort of a build no one gets away with. As we said, the Blade Mail, obviously not the build he probably plans to do like he did last game.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be forced into it that sort of situation, but ideally he wants to have something a little more offensive. Bottom lane, Solo is going to get gone upon, has already charged in, and this is the combo we're talking about. With that tag team, it's a lot of damage as Miracle runs him down with the Shikuchi. GH should fall in return. Actually, he's got 9 stick charges as he'll roll across, will pop, and Pasha trying to chase with the rest of the Firefly, but it ends. GH is going to be fine, and now Miracle can poke back a little bit. They're both incredibly low, though, and they know that Solo is going to be heading back down here as he gets back into the game, so they'll back off a little bit from Pasha.
The time for the snowball allows those sticky charges to wear off too, so GH, he got down to 1 afterwards, and he will be able to snowball again to dodge the Spirit Breaker charge. They're turning onto Pasha immediately.
Just standing their ground and heading back into the bat. Firefly's going to be up. Pasha tries to get across them, but Pasha's already dead. Solo will look towards GH. GH trying the best with the juke. He's keeping the distance. As Solo loses vision once more, GH will be spotted out now. As the vision is there, they come back to the lane with the creeps. They'll see him over the trees, and Solo will manage to take him out.
Yeah, and Roger's actually having a pretty hard time up top trying to secure the farm for Ramses on this Naga. He's not having nearly that same start, and Mind Control is getting absolute free farm up here with this Chen sitting next to him.
So you know what? He's going to try and get as much use from this regen as possible. He'll try for the TP out. Regen's going to be cancelled. Same time, Miracle and GH, another kill. Down bottom.
This early laning start for Liquid definitely looking to be a bit of a tough one here for VPS. Kuroki's even looking to make aggressive moves on the mid lane onto the Ember, but he's not going to be able to right now. He has a Centaur Conqueror with an Alpha Wolf, so he has a lot of damage on this Chen right now too, because those creeps, you have to remember, Chen now, when he's taking control of those creeps, they not only get move speed bonus, but damage bonus as well, so they pack quite a punch.
So Flame Break to Miracle, but Miracle still sitting on the 6-1 charges, and much regen prepared for Tango, still ready for these fights and ready to be able to keep himself in a position where they can try and contest here for the 5-minute rune. GH and Miracle holding their ground. Solo will charge forward. There's the snowball help by GH. Will be able to disable him long enough to allow GH to grab the bounty rune himself.
They're getting all 4.
All of them.
Kuroki, they cannot deal with Chen. They cannot deal with these Chen creeps. With the Alpha Wolf, with that Centaur Conqueror, he has way too much damage.
They're trying to chase GH. He's got 1 charges and a Fairy Fire if he wants to pop them. There's the wand.
The bash.
He won't get the fire out though. As Miracle will turn, get himself over towards the shrine. He'll start to now turn. The bug is there on Pasha, bringing that armor down low. As Miracle, Shikuchi's in. Another charge back from Solo, keeps him away, but he's got the high ground vision. Miracle finishes off Pasha, and Solo has to immediately TP out. GH, will he be in time? Will not quite be able to get the snowball forward. So
top though, look at Ramses.
Escapes.
He will be okay.
And a totally sort of different start for Liquid, having these strong side lanes. Mind Control, top net worth. It's a night and day difference to the beginning he had in game 1.
Yeah, and I thought perhaps maybe with the Shadow Demon for that top lane for VP, he'd be able to try to zone out the Shadow Demon and maybe even stack. I thought the biggest thing was that he was going to stack the neutrals all the way for the Naga Siren, but he's not able to do that at all. And top tower is going to go down here. Liquid is pressuring it here. And look at these creeps. They're hitting so hard. 81 damage Conqueror, 48 damage on the Alpha Wolf, and everyone else hitting for extra damage. The Alpha Wolf is really putting in work.
Towards the mid, they are trying to go for Weehaw. Weehaw did grab the Arcane Rune, so he's got a high availability on both the Refract and the Mel.
But the traps are
TPing from Mind Control into the Burrow Strike. No one and Solo in a lot of trouble. Another trap slow. Liquid's going to be able to clean up both. A messy play from Solo and no one. Chasing down a TA.
And bottom as well.
All the 3 lanes. I believe, was it?
No,
but now Hans on the panel,
lanes.
he said, you know, obviously some predictions were going the way of VP, but he said, you know, don't you believe that Liquid's lanes are stronger? And we're seeing it in practice here. All 3 lanes looking incredibly strong as VP struggled to deal with them and struggled to slow down the pace. Bottom lane. Tag team onto Solo. Miracle's got the follow-up damage. Solo pops a fire, won't save him. Another kill for Miracle down bottom. 5-0-1 on the safe lane Weaver.
Oh my god, and he even...
And up top, they're trying to kill Kuro, but a Burrow Strike from Mind Control into the Centaur stun.
And look at Ramses too.
Roger.
He's getting chased. There's going to be more stunts.
He's trying his best to keep himself alive. Will turn towards Kuro. Salve's going to be popped. Kuro gets a little bit of help from that. The micros, well, it is confusing them. Now they'll realize they'll turn back towards the real one. Solo with the charge in. Gets the connection onto Kuro. They will kill off the Chen. Finally ending Kuro's reign in the top lane.
But look at the pressure they're causing. Look at the slowdown. Ramses in the last game, he was having a much better start, of course, and he's just continuously getting gone
They've
on.
still got the center out, so mind control. He goes in the follow-up stuns there. Solo will be able to help him out. That's Ramses charging back onto mind control, forcing him away. So much pressure being put on all three lanes by Liquid, and to great success. 3K lead. 9-3 at just 8 minutes in.
And I see them also, because they've got this advantage with the bounty runes that they got at that 5-minute mark, they didn't actually have these bottles at the 5-minute mark on both heroes, but they've got double bottles on the side lanes. So they have this sustain that's keeping them in that lane presence too, to keep the pressure going. Both the Weaver and the Sand King.
Right, gets disrupted, but he's able to bring mind control in time. Roger and Solo, so Solo, he's trying to go in through the Sandstorm. He's charging across. He has no one here with a haste rune. They're on top of the Chen. Kuro will fall. GH going to lead him with the snowball. In fact, Miracle with that wraparound. He's found Roger on the backlines. Now he can try and turn towards Noah. Have they got enough control to hold him down and throw out a remnant with that haste rune? Is a speedy one, but Miracle already reading the move with the shards from GH off the mark. They will not quite trap him. No one's able to get out. Back to safety on the high ground with that remnant play. Pasha moving over towards the mid. He's got his 6, has the lasso if he's able to walk in. Miracle and GH half by Weehar's side as VP. They'll start to poke. Miracle will show himself. They can't go for this VP.
They're missing. They lost that window where they still can go for the kills, but this is now going to allow Weehar. He's going to back up and just farm Ancients until farm out that triangle until he has a Desolator. Them missing that one kill on Weeha is so costly for them. They committed a triple remnant earlier in the game for that to try to get him, and now he's just backed up and he's going to get this free farm. You see mind control as well, pressuring top just continuously. They also have a Weaver bottom. They have presence in all 3 lanes right now. And VP, it's already a 3K advantage for Liquid. And how do you slow them down? You're not even sure. Ramsey's going to be able to farm, but how are you going to be making plays now? Your Bat Rider's super underfarmed. Ember Spirit's having some tough times too, making plays around.
And on the other side, Liquid are just going to continue to make their own. Smokes picked up by Kuroki.
Yeah, they're going to, as soon as they have Desolator finished up too, straight to Roche. They have Chen plus TA.
Pasha, can go for the lasso. See if they've got enough burst damage to kill him. Perfect. Oh, a little late, so Miracle gets the time lapse off. They do have the charge. Still a little bit of time left on the Shikuchi, but he'll be knocked back by the Flame Grape. He'll pop the one, it won't save him. VP able to catch out Miracle, put an end to his 6-kill streak. Same time though, Liquid's in the jungle. They've found Ramses, no points in the Song of Siren yet. Has got Solo charging across, trying to help him out. Ramses turns with the illusion of mind control. In with the Burrow Strike. Ramses is out and down. Solo trying to chase down GH, get the tag team out. Liquid have the numbers, they'll look towards Solo. Finally Roger will pop down as the meld hits into him. No one's here as well. Milk Golem stun out onto the Shadow Demon. Kuro trying with the wrap with the charge. Solo comes in. First strike got 2. Mind control. He's going with the epicenter play. Will look to run down Solo, but Solo, he's hit 6. He has the control with the ult. Knocks him back into the chains. Miracle's finally for the charge forward for Solo. They'll finish off mind control. Miracle's trying to find some kills in return, but it's round the shrine. VP starting to heal up. The poison stacking up on Kuroki. No one. He's thinking about trying to chase down Miracle as well. As Kuro will split from his Weaver, but VP chase him down. Kuro's in trouble. Miracle as well. GH. Good save there with the snowball. Puts the charge to a stop. Miracle will be fine. In fact, with the punch up, Miracle can turn. Look towards the kill on Solo. Gets the breaker. No one continuing to dive. The change. The remnant across. He's got the kill. Miracle. He's focusing. No one known with the trap slope from Weehan. No one's in trouble. He's deep and without escape. No one will go down. Double kill for Miracle, who stays alive throughout it all.
Oh my god, both teams really just wanting to bring the battle to each other. I feel like I've heard these teams talk about this in interviews. When you get to this point in the tournaments, it's just about bringing the fray, bringing the constant fighting happening. And Liquid, they overextend a bit there, right? They're onto the shrine, but VP, they're able to bring 5 heroes. One of them dies, they bring another one dies, they bring another. So they've really had essentially like 7 heroes up in that fight.
Trying to get a bit of poison out. It's a bit of a bait as mind control goes in for it, but Pache's in with the lasso. Mind control is stuck on the high ground on the Firefly, slowly burning down. The Hand of God Heal comes out. They've killed off the Shadow Demon, but he's stuck mind control, and no one coming in will allow the damage to take down that offlane Sand King. As VP slowing down a bit of the lead that Liquid had, but Liquid overall do still hold it. Miracle getting involved. It's going to continue to allow him to get these items very early. That Maelstrom pretty much done 12 minutes in on top of the 3 Wraith Bands.
Yeah, and now he's going to be able to actually, clear out those illusions that we were saying could be a little bit of a problem for Liquid. This is still a pretty damn good start here for Liquid, being able to pressure the lane so hard. Look at the towers. All 3 tier 1s have been taken. That means your accessibility to Roshan gets that much easier. Sure, they still have a shrine, obviously, but it's going to make it that much easier. Your map control, getting wards out as well across the map, and being able to watch when Spirit Breaker's charging. If you have the lanes all pushed in, Spirit Breaker's access to making moves is a lot more difficult.
Back in and back on this. It's all important game 2.
And Ramses is very slowed down, and immediately Miracle's finding him and chasing him out just to keep pressuring him. Don't let him just sit back and get the farm as this Naga Siren.
And we've seen how active Miracle's been across the map. Every time a fight goes on for more than 10 seconds, he's there to join forces with the rest of his teammates and make sure that he's able to clean up a few kills off the back of it. May not necessarily turn the tide of the fight, but will always make sure that he keeps himself at the top of the net worth with his involvement, getting those kills. That's VP. Time for the smoke play. Noah and Roger looking for the jungle invasion. See who they can catch out. We are drops a trap. Spotted the TA. If they can go on this, they'll try and poke him with the chain. The dust down the demonic purge. We are turns with the helm to no one, and GH is by his side. He'll be out off the snowball. In fact, he's going to bring him in. The snowball protecting him from Solo's charge. But VP, they've got the numbers there on top of them. They've lost the Shadow Demon, but they'll take down Weeha. GH now with the backup of Miracle and Kuro. No one. River Remnant out. Will jump across the river. VP lose their second support. As that pickup, Miracle gets the Maelstrom. VP. They do get no one out safely, and they do get the kill they're hunting for, slowing down Weeha's game for now.
Yeah, still, it's similar. Similar. It's exactly the same as the last game where they have the Flame Guard and they have the Firefly. So in the early game, they can still get on top of Weeha pretty easy. If he gets Snowball saved, it still doesn't matter. They have that way to quickly burn it down.
See, Ramses not the same sort of start as he had on his Terrorblade. It's a much slower one for him with the way that Liquid were able to set up the lanes. It's going to be all about his recovery now inside of the jungle, getting those early Manta defusals as quick as he can.
He can't get involved though, like a Terrorblade can. Where it's like Terrorblade, you've got your Yasha, you can even still just come to show up to get some kills. You've got your Manta, you always can. When your Manta is online for Naga, you can show up, but it's still a little awkward. It's really the timing is Manta and defusal in difference.
And you just see that, how much Miracle is able to get done with this Weaver. And now that Maelstrom, that was before the Maelstrom came out. He's hitting this 11k hero damage at 14 minutes in. Now with the Maelstrom, it's going to be even more scary for VP if they're not able to get on top of him at the start of these skirmishes.
They've got their blink in their last, so they're trying to catch Weeha while they know he's still farming Ancients up.
The charge in. There's Deed though. Weeha's surely going to get some out. Lasso there. Can they kill him in time? Snowball down for the low ground. GH gets himself involved. Mind Control jumps in as well with the burst.
Too much damage.
They're taking down Noah. They're taking down Pasha. They're going to get the 2 supports as well. Liquid put a stop to the aggression of VP, who dive in a little farther, trying to chase down Weeha at a very accessible point of the map for the rest of Liquid to respond.
And that's a free
they
rush.
lose everything.
Yeah, and they just get a free Roche now. They were set up for that. They were all in position for it. Sure, they got the jump, but it was very far away. It's not like they have a Force Staff on the Bat Rider for them to pull them into their team. Liquid were able to get there very quickly in time, and that is a terrifying place to fight on the side of VP at the moment versus...
Roche, fast, Desolator. The speed these items are coming out for the cause of Liquid. They're going to be that step ahead of VP's.
Even the Hand of God there at the end to even top off the TA just to be sure that she's alive. Now they even pop an aggressive glyph, and they're on the aggression. Naga Siren can't help. Ember Spirit and Bat Rider are slowed down. Liquid, they're cruising in these first 15 minutes now.
It's Miracle. Turning out Pasha. Swinging out for the high ground. I think he's just going to hope to stay on that cliff and stay pretty silent.
They're not on high ground with this Aegis.
Yeah, it's a 15-minute push.
It's Chen with all the creeps.
What
with
have you got to stop this? They know that Ramses, he can do very little other than turn up and have a bit of a sing-song.
And look at how much HP regen everybody on the side of Liquid has too. They have the Divine Favor, but Kuroki also went for a Dominator. So that HP regen on all of his teammates, it's actually 20 per second. Look at them, they're all just, look at their health. They just keep ticking back up.
What can VP do to stop this?
Oh,
they're just letting it go.
My God.
They can't even touch him. Liquid taking the melee rack 16 minutes in. Now VP will try and strike back, take something away from them. They're looking towards Weeha. Weeha has got that Aegis. He's going to be kept alive as well by GH with that control. Refractions back up. Weeha trying to back away. The Sleight of Fist not enough to kill him solo. He's looking for the charger, but the trap slow. Stopping the charge, but now mind control. Just goes back in with the power strike. Weeha still alive, finally falls. They burn through the Aegis. Another stun though onto the 3th of the control for Liquid. VP getting shaken up. Passion tries for the lasso, but he dies. Solo surrounded by the rest of them. 4 dead. Once again on VP. A 10k lead for Liquid. 17 minutes in.
This is looking like one of those GGs that we've seen VP call pretty often.
Another one dead.
This is
Team Liquid.
the sustain coming in, the saves coming in as well. KuroKy with these creeps. VP, they cannot deal with it at all. Naga Siren is not ready to battle at this point in time.
Not
17 minutes, Rax is taken, Shrine's open, lane's pushing. Liquid doesn't even have to go back. They can just keep going.
The draft and the lanes, you know, Ahaz. He was right.
He said,
Yeah, he said
the other years,
dude, they're gonna win all the lanes. You know, the panel wanted to say, wow, Alan, there's more to the game than that. But not when you play this fast. The lanes are everything.
there was a time when Ahaz said, Liquid is the best early game team. Again, they're starting to show it. That was such a commanding performance here in these last few moments. And KuroKy just running around with his teammates. They're all just putting the pressure on. No one is slowing down. And now they've got Divine Favor, so he can come and bring them their items. So that Blink Dagger will be able to get delivered as well. And they're just getting so much farm. They're so tanky now. I don't know how VP responds.
I was gonna say, it's
saw the double blink.
Double, yeah, hang on.
He was passing it to
delivering
he was delivering it. Don't worry.
It's been a nice line.
Passing it over to Weeha, of course. Yeah.
So there, as you say, the double jump now from Liquid, a Shrine taken, and one of those positions where for VP, what do you do to slow this down? The only hero with sort of sizable farm is the Naga Siren, but it's not enough on Ramses.
Yeah, and
he's not at that point where he's ready to fight and go head to head with Liquid's heroes.
No, and the Naga Siren, you want to be ahead because you have this manta and your illusions start being a distraction. But once they start getting this itemization to be able to deal with your illusions, you're not scary. You're just really not scary at all. And they've already got those items set up. They're cleaning up pretty much the entirety of the map right now, and they're going to start suffocating VP entirely. GH, we see there on that highlight, part of 22 of the 27 kills for Liquid, always showing up. But that's pretty much been the nature of this game. Everyone's showing up to the fights, but GH in the position to save his teammates so many times this game. We see all those creeps, of course, by KuroKy with that Dominator that he picked up as well. So they've got all these auras. It's so many auras coming out for Team Liquid when they group up and push versus VP, who have no auras. Maybe they have a drum, but very limited in comparison when you're playing versus a Chen, who's walking around with 20 HP per second for all his allies, plus armor from the toughness aura from those Wild Wings, double centaurs for stuns too. It's
I think a lot on Ramses to try and just hold the game off, make the sort of state of the map very hard for Liquid to push high ground. And the best way you could do it, of course, by cutting these other waves, making sure that multiple waves aren't pushed in. But the problem is, yeah, they push so hard, they only really need the one wave. As long as they can get that backdoor protection down, they can just stand on the high ground, as we saw in mid, take the base away from VP, and there's not much at all or anything that VP can do to stop them from getting away with it.
We're gonna back up here for the time being, give him a little bit more respect. Don't let the Naga Siren get too much out of doing all that split push. They still have some pretty big item timings too. They don't want to force anything too silly before they get their BKBs, which I think are the next two big timings, at least for that TA and for that Weaver. Well, first the Weaver's gonna go to Lincoln's to be able to deal with that the charge as well as the Bat Rider in particular, but they can always split push and bring people back.
And they're gonna know it's still a bit of time before Diffuser Blade's there on Ramsey, so they're not in the biggest of rush because they have such a huge advantage 20 minutes in, Liquid.
VP, look at their wards that they have placed on the map right now. All three are just outside of their base, just to try to see where the positioning of all the heroes of Liquid is. Watch where that Sand King is, watch where that Chen is, so they can try to get to the back lines. But yeah, Liquid just continue now to control the map, keep that farm going for themselves. This VP struggling to get out to get much of anything. It's just the Naga Siren really who's getting much. See no one. He has peeked himself out quite a bit forward here. He has some defensive remnants down. Still has to be careful. Yeah, so much sustain. The Chen heal as well now, level 2. So 600 quick jump of health from that Hand of God if he's standing around his teammates.
Oh, we go smoke up from Liquid and an area where VP have no vision whatsoever. I mean, of course, with the state of the map, they have hardly, or if any, vision at all outside of their base. Liquid have all the angles to try and move in front. Kuro will reveal himself, gets down a high ground ward, will be taken away straight away. VP holding on to that high ground vision. It's Liquid. Still waiting it out, waiting for the right time to jump. 100 gold, and Ramses will have defusal, so we'll start to then see the illusions do their work. As long as Liquid aren't able to take them out immediately, if Mind Control gets in with a good combo, those illusions are going to fall pretty fast, especially with that Maelstrom on Miracle as well.
They need to get some very drip initiations coming out from Pasha here to be able to set up for that, but so hard here when they've got so many different ways of saving, so many different sustains, but there it is. They've got the time. They're trying to look out to see what they can get with it here.
Getting outside of the base, looking for the bait play, see if anyone goes for Ramses.
Yeah, they got to clear their jungle somehow here.
See how much vision they can get back out. That's Liquid. Just playing it at the pace they want.
I mean, yeah, 14,000 gold lead. You see them top of the net worth with those two heroes, but then you look at the supports. Look where Chen and Tusk are in comparison to the three other heroes of VP. The Bat Rider, the Spirit Breaker, and that Shadow Demon are well below those other supports. And of course the offlaner.
And the BKB out to Weeha. Very much meaning that Liquid are at a point on their course that they can just stand on the high ground and hit the base. Yep. Without any sort of worry of a counterplay.
They're playing it. This is the safe play. Control the map. If VP comes out and wants to fight us, sure. But taking a fight in their base still might be a little crazy. Wait for the Roche if you really want to be safe. It's only got about a minute and a half. They're going to know immediately when it's up because they've got full map control. They've got the TA traps in there as well. And with the Aegis Cheese and a BKB, that's when you're feeling real safe. But if VP does come pick the fight outside, we could see Liquid just want to take it anyway because they've got a very strong team fight around them.
VP going to try for the jump. Joe is going to go with counterplay though as he comes in with the turn towards Roger. Roger's out. They've lost two on V. Trying his best. Frame by frame, getting picked apart here. Try and chase towards Pasha. Pasha out with the blink. Mind Control. He's in with the stun. There's 4 dead on VP. They try their best to fight. They take down Kuro, but they lose everything else. 15k lead. Liquid now ready to charge up and look towards taking a second set of racks as they'll go up towards the top lane. 3 members of VP down. There's no buybacks available on them. They will be able to snipe the courier.
He gets the Mjolnir. Yep, at least there's that.
The fortification, and obviously VP sort of low levels. They'll be back shortly. Tier 3's down, see how much more Liquid want to try and push for. I think it's propped it by Ramses' net, but the Mind Control counterplay again. He's in on top of no one. They've got the chase done. The song.
Oh my God.
Ramses making sure that they don't have a bit of a repeat of game 1 where no one falls on the defensive. Ramses now turned towards, though he's walking in without a song to sing. Roger, he's got the defensive disruption. They're trying to keep him alive, but the BKB's pop. Mind Control in with the epicenter. Miracle cleaning up the kills. Double kill for him. The triple buybacks are there from VP, but it's now a 21k lead for Liquid. Solo trying to charge in, get the bash onto the 2 of them. They'll turn Mind Control again, jumps in, borrow strike on a Ramses. Ramses wants to match, he's trying to escape. No, Weeha. He's finding Weeha in the back, the chains won't connect, but he's running down Weeha. One more touch will do it with a slight fizz, he gets Weeha. Can they get anything more, VP? Solo onto Kuro, he's keeping the chest separated from the rest of the team, but Ramses, he's dead for 70. Roger's dead as well. Solo really wants to at least get Kuro, but backup is inbound. GH is in with a snowball. 3 dead on VP, none with buyback. On towards the base they go as Mind Control once more holds down no one. He'll throw out a remnant, he'll back away, but the tier 4s can't escape. GG, well played is called as Liquid with utter domination take game 2 and take the series with that as well. 2-0. Team Liquid are going to be moving on to the grand finals.
Chen is a terrifying hero in the right hands on the right team. When they start to play, when they get a momentum swing, they can always use these buybacks aggressively. They